Well, good morning. So I'm out here today beginning to work on a series called Spirit in Session. It's around making sense of our faith. But what does it mean to make sense of our faith? What is faith? That's where we're going to start. In this little book that I'm going to be using a bit as a guide by Kinast, he looks at a psychological approach to making sense of our faith, because we have really lost touch of what it means to have faith. We live in a world now where we are connected technologically better than we've ever been in any historical time. We can send a video, we can send a message, we can text, we can WhatsApp, we can Messenger, we can do all kinds of things and connect to people, and yet we are the most isolated society that has ever existed on this planet. We live in isolation, we live feeling friendless, we live feeling that we are alone, and yet we are always only a click away from someone else. So what does that mean? Why are we so alone and isolated? For me, I believe it's psychologically we have lost our faith. And in Faith Making Sense, he talks about it being a mystical or wisdom theology. A theology is that which is we believe in a God, any God, a God, something greater. An understanding of life in the light of God's participation in it. So let's talk a little bit about God, that verb, that noun, that magical word. I don't know, it's really, really complicated. So I'd like to spend a minute talking about God. Kinast talks about recognizing God's presence. So from that, I want to talk about God. I've had lots of people say to me, I don't believe in God. So I'll say to them back, tell me about the God you do not believe in. And they begin to describe this mythical man in the sky that sits in a throne judging them. And I always say to them, I don't believe in that God either. But I do believe in an energy, a synergy, something that I call God, that is greater and bigger than all of us. Listening to the beautiful sounds of the forest and looking at all of the green and the trees and the bugs and the birds around me. That's what reminds me that the God that I believe in is very real. To make sense of my faith, I needed to let go of the way that our religions have put faith into a box or a book or a scroll, and help to understand that to have faith is to have a deep and ultimate trust in something that is beyond that which we can comprehend. But when you are a scientist and you get down to the quantum physics of life, there is a point in time when faith has to take over, because it comes down to a nothingness, a no-thingness that cannot be explained. So without faith, a very basic daily faith in your life, that things are good, that spring will come, that the floor will be there, that somehow your kids will make it through another day, that your father, your mother will live to see your child graduate. These are all moments of faith and trust. And when we want to make sense of our faith, we have to look beyond our own thinking, our own ego. We have to look beyond that which we can control and know that there's something controlling things that we cannot explain. It's the God of the universe. It's the unexplained essence of all that there is. It's that energy that keeps the heart in your chest beating. It's an unexplained trust and knowing that today is a beautiful day that you can know exists because you're living it. Kinast says, making faith sense is more than putting a few ideas together or simply reacting to things that happen. It is thoughtful, deliberate consideration of your experience, to trust in the mystery of being, and to determine what this mystery is asking of you. That's how we develop purpose and meaning. Okay, loop 1. Let's look at modifying your faith. So, how do we go about doing that? So, in Kinast's book, he talks about modification. Modification, he says, is a gradual process. It means you must review and examine your own understanding of the faith, and you must be open to the opinions and explanations of others. And you must be willing to modify your favorite understanding when something else, he calls it better. I don't like the word better, but another explanation appears. How can you question your own faith so that you can be a better, faithful person, a more rounded, faithful person? So I want you to stop now and think about a time when you were with someone and you had a discussion or a heated argument, trying to stand your ground on something you believed in, and you weren't really listening to what they had to say. Can you remember that day? Can you think back to that? And what was it you were standing on? What soapbox was it that you were standing on? And can you hear the opposing side now? Can you change your faith and make better sense of it? What happens when the path you're on becomes muddy, becomes messy, and becomes almost impassable? How does your faith carry you through? So what about rearranging your priorities? I mean, I'm out here hiking today and the bugs are really, really bad. The mosquitoes are ready to carry me away. So I may have to rearrange my schedule. I may have to alter what I'm doing today. And often in life, that's what happens. So Kinast talks about that. He says, when you rearrange your priorities, you're not rejecting the truths and practices of your faith. You're shifting emphasis in order to respond more realistically and effectively to what is happening in your life. So as you rearrange your priorities as you look at something from a different angle, when you look at something through someone else's eyes. I mean, that's why we reach out to people to help. And when I talk to my friends, my daughter, my son, my brother, my therapist, anybody, I'm looking for them to help me rearrange a rut that I might be into, that I'm thinking sort of not in a good way anymore. Maybe I need to change my own mind. Ooh. As I'm working my heart today, my heart rate's up to about 156, and that's good. And it's because I was just coming up this hill. And you know, this trail is a little bit narrow, and it's overgrown and a little bit, but it's gorgeous. And there are lots of bugs. But you know what? As I come to the top of the hill, I break into the sunshine. And you know what else I break into? I break into the main trail. And so, sometimes when things seem a bit bleak, you just need to look for signs. Signs that tell you that you're on the right path. Whew. I'm making lots of noise too. Keep the bears away. So loop 2, we've now come to a crossroads, and something in our life is causing that we need to make a decision. Which way do we go now? Our faith story maybe has changed. Maybe we've opened our eyes into something new and something different. And we've created this space of what does it mean to have faith? Faith in the world. Faith in our lives, faith in our family, faith in our partner, faith in our home. And who knows what's gone on in our life. But when we get to the crossroads, when we have faith in our own decision making and our own ability to make solid decisions and then go with the flow, you're already well on your way. Refreshment. What a great hike today. I'm about 4.5 kilometers in on the hike today. There's lots of friends with me, that's for sure. Kinast is talking too about spiritual wholeness. And in his chapter, he says, we make faith sense because we are spiritual beings made in the image of God. Now, he is a Christian, so I know where he's coming from. But when I read that sentence, I think about I'm made in the image of God, just like everything around me is made in the image of this spiritual, divine energy. And it's all alive. It's happening. It's always moving. We're always in change. Everything is God-like because we cannot explain it. It's a mystery. We belong to one another and find fulfillment in being together. The inner life of a distinctive mystery. Oh my gosh, the inner life of a distinctive mystery is what's so beautiful and what we can relate to. The Spirit relates to you in your individuality and uniqueness. The opportunities and gifts which distinguish you are what the Spirit seeks out and works with. So as we conclude today on this little mini hike and this first Spirit in Session, we're going to be looking more at Kinast's book, and we're going to also be looking at Spirit in Session by Russell Sittler Jones. It's a wonderful book about being together in session, and that's what I hope to do with this video series. So I hope you'll come along with me. I'm going to grow it. I'm going to make it real and make it open, and there'll be lots of opportunities for you to reach out to me if you want to, and we can discuss things. So let me know how you enjoyed this video and if you want to see more. And the other thing I'd like is if you have a question that you'd like to open up, let's do that. Let's open up a dialogue and start talking about questions. Send me a video of yourself. That would be amazing. I would love that. My information is on my YouTube channel. It's also on my BreakingstibaH.com website. I'll put all of that information down in the notes. So I look forward to seeing you again soon. I'm going to finish up my Spirit in Session today and finish my hike and get out of here before the mosquitoes carry me away. So as I finish getting a drink, I say farewell for now. Bye for now. Talk to you soon.